Good evening. Wherever you are watching us from, this is The Nation Today, and I am Lamin Njie. Thank you for joining me on the show tonight. Coming up, President Adama Barrow calls on voters in Upper Fuladu to vote for the NPP candidate. We have a report for you on that. We also have the OIC Gambia Roads project to reduce pressure on major highways. We have that report for you too, but also, and a sad story there, entertainment journalist and singer Sarah Joy has passed away. We have the report for you. Also, three-nation mixed martial arts tournament held in the Gambia. My guest tonight will be the independent candidate Mansour Sow in Brikama South. Big interview with Mr. Sow coming up for you, and also we will hear from the citizens and what they are saying today. Before all of this, so here is my take for tonight. The claim by businessman and NPP supporter Panjai Girigara that he gave UDP leader Ousainou Darboe $1 million in exchange for a ministerial position is refusing to die. The issue came up over the weekend again when the Standard newspaper interviewed Darboe on the issue. Njie first made the claim last year as the 2021 presidential election neared. But the alleged bribery incident took place way back in 2011 presidential election. Njie said he gave Darboe $1 million in exchange for a ministerial position he would like to give to someone of his choice. That is Mr. Njie there. He said a third person was present when the deal was done. That is when the deal took place. He said Ibu Mane was that person. He also said there is a document that was signed and that he has that document. Fielding a question from the Standard newspaper on this issue, Mr. Darboe said, and I quote, "I have always felt that I should not edify the ravings and rantings of a person like Mr. Njie by responding to them. Let me say this, I have never sat with Mr. Njie at any time when he gave me $1 million, unquote." Mr. Darboe speaking there. Meanwhile, in an audio rebuttal that I listened to, Mr. Njie, that's Panjai Girigara, was quite harsh on Darboe and repeatedly said that the UDP leader wasn't telling the truth regarding the $1 million. So now, there is a standoff. You have one man claiming that he gave another man $1 million, who in turn says the claim is false. The way out lies entirely with Darboe, or in the hands of UDP leader Ousainou Darboe. By definition, defamation is an act of communicating false statements about a person that injure the reputation of that person. With Darboe standing in the country, this is too serious an allegation, and I think he should consider suing Mr. Njie for defamation if the claim is indeed false. Getting a lawyer will not be complicated for anyone, or will be complicated for anyone but Darboe. So this is my take for tonight. We'll be back. So now, let's get into the show proper, and we'll begin with the current affairs segment, which features the news or the stories of the day. And we'll go to Upper Fuladu, where President Adama Barrow has campaigned and has called on the voters there to vote for the NPP candidate. More in this report.
His Excellency President Adama Barrow, Commander-in-Chief of the Gambia Armed Forces and leader of NPP, expresses his appreciation to the people of Upper Fuladu and urged them to extend the confidence they have for him to his aspiring candidate, for them to work closely for the developments in Njoren and Upper Fuladu at large. The Minister of Tourism, Hamad Nkeba, was at the meeting. In his welcoming remarks, the Alkali of Njoren, Modu Fall, said, "This is historic. Since independence, no leader ever came to Njoren," describing President Barrow as a man of dignity. He used the opportunity to thank His Excellency for the development he brought to his community and continued to urge more developments in Joren. Bakari Kora, aspiring candidate for Upper Fuladu, said. He continued to urge the people to rally behind NPP and also vote for him, and urged the independent candidates to come together to work for the development of Upper Fuladu. The president convoy proceeded to Njorben in Lower Fuladu and Janjambure to thank the people for their trust and to also extend that to his aspiring candidates. UDP Councillor Lamin Njie of Lower Fuladu and his members crossed carpet to NPP.
Adijaju has been traveling with the president, and she was the one reporting there for us. Away from that, despite the Gambia River crisscrossing its territory and sharing an 80 kilometers long coastline on the Atlantic Ocean, fish is drying fast from the waters of the Gambia, or the River Gambia. Fishermen are experiencing a significant decline in catches. More in this report by Momodu Gajigo. Another story there, and this is a sad story actually. Entertainment journalist and singer Sarah Joy passed away on Sunday.
Sarah Njie, commonly known as Sarah Joy, was a famous entertainment journalist, and over the years she had worked with several media houses, where she hosts entertainment news and as well featuring Gambian artists to showcase their talents. She was also a co-host of the famous Gam Vibes on QTV. Apart from being an active entertainment journalist, Sarah Joy was also known for her melodious voice as a singer in the music industry. She had several songs, including features with other Gambian artists. Until her demise, Sarah used her platforms to empower women in the music industry. Sarah was reported dead on Sunday evening after a brief illness and laid to rest on Monday morning at Talending. Her death was received with shock by her fans, and many took to social media to express their condolences. Meanwhile, the Women Journalists Association of the Gambia also joined the rest of the country to mourn Sarah's death. She is known as a quiet, friendly, and highly dedicated to her work, said Banna Sabali, the Secretary General of the Women Journalists Association of the Gambia. Maria Madim, reporting for Star TV News.
The passing of Sarah Joy there. Away from that, 20 new urban roads will be constructed in the Greater Banjul area and the Batil Harding Highway, and experts are saying that this will ease the pressure on the country's major highways. More in this report.
Roads project is one of the key priority projects of the OIC Gambia. There is a need to upgrade roads to improve traffic circulation leading to and around the Sadauda Karaba Jaura International Conference Center. 20 new urban roads will be constructed across the Greater Banjul area, and the Batil Harding Highway will be expanded to a modern dual carriage road with 2 lanes on each side with a pedestrian walkway. Sarah Jeng said this road project is long overdue.
bañ commencé di jaay kër yi lañ waroon a bàyyi yoon yi mu yaatu su yaatu woon buñ bëgg a liggéey dañuy jóg rek liggéey waaye fu mu nekk nii da ngaa seet loo mel ni Ibo Town fu mu ne amul yoon boo xam ne.
This should be done even before some people build their houses around the road, because there are some roads where even 2 cars cannot fit in the pass. So the construction will be difficult for both the constructors and the people living around that end.
fekkoon ne ci beginning sa suba teel lañ waxoon ne dëkkin bi ak diggante ñaari yoon yi dafa am kenn ku nekk bàyyi nangami mita mu yaatu bis buñ bëgg a liggéey rek dinañ liggéey waaye waxuma nag duñ liggéey foofu nag waaye liggéey bi dana métti lool dana métti ci ñoom dana métti ci baadoolo yi.
Mr. Jeng advised that the road project should be given to people who can do it before it will lead to a failure. Rajal laments that it's because of the lack of road in the Gambia. That's the reason why drivers increase fare, which have affected most of the people in the country. He suggests that reserved land like Nyambai Forest should be used as a car garage to make transportation easier, because having a garage is also important. He urged Gambians to support the project.
Faw ngiri député yi wér fété bor ñu tek ko site bu defé ñu mëna dublu ci liggéey bi bu defé lu ñu wara def député ñoko.
Things are getting tough day by day, so we have to support the government in this as good citizens, because all we wish for is to see the country going forward and develop.
réew mi ñun ñoo ko moom réew mi ñun ñoo ko war a defar réew mi suñu réew a su ko yàqee ñoo yàq suñu bopp te comme ñun ñoo xooloon bëgg lu rafet bëgg lu taaru kon kay bu boole ci tollu ci taaruwaay kon kay nañ ko taaral rek mu taaru.
James Francis Bundu said this road project should make transportation easier, especially when the roads are widened.
te baax na torop pour mu yaatu parce que boobu dinañu yóbbu dañu indi waaw su yaatoo tam di nga gis ne texe du am waaw ci yoon bi.
The OIC road project is aimed to improve tourism infrastructures, which are key to boosting the local economy, placing the Gambia as the go-to destination for international conferences, improving the country's competitive advantage and export base, improving mobility for both locals and visiting tourists, and save wear and tear on motor vehicles and enhance the driver to extend tourism to a year-round cycle. For Star TV News, I am Awasan.
Well, citizens giving their views there on the 20 urban roads project there. So we'll look at some other news that we have for you tonight. The Gambia Mixed Martial Arts Association organized a day International Mixed Martial Arts Tournament at the Westfield Youth Monument on Saturday, the 26th of March. The competition attracted 15 mixed martial arts fighters from Congo-Brazzaville, Senegal, and the Gambia. Our Sane reports.
This is the third edition of MMA tournament organized by the association in the Gambia, held at Youth Monument on Saturday. The president and founder of the Gambia Mixed Martial Arts Association, Modu Jang, alias Great Master Mo, said mixed martial arts is a fantastic cardio workout and is effective in preventing various chronic diseases such as cardiovascular disease, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and depression. Mixed martial arts is one of the best workouts when it comes to fat or loss weight. The head of Senegalese delegation, Master Dam Seka, said such competitions in facilitating the achievements of ECOWAS regional integration policy as sports is a drive force for integration. Mixed martial arts has been called the fastest growing sport in the world by many. However, the Gambia Mixed Martial Arts has been battling with numerous challenges such as official affiliation with the nation's sport council, availability of training ground and materials. The Great Master Emo said association is committed to providing innovative, relevant and sustainable employment opportunity for young people. In the junior categories, Gambia won 5 fights and Senegal 2, while in the senior categories, Gambia 3, Senegal 4 and Congo-Brazzaville 1. For Star TV News, I am Awasan.
Welcome back. So my guest tonight on the show, on the program, is the independent candidate in Brikama South, Mansour Sow. Well, Mr. Sow is a breakaway NPP member, politician. He was a member of the NPP. He sought for the party's ticket. He got aggrieved, he got angry, and he went ahead to stand as an independent candidate. So we are going to discuss this, the dispute in NPP, but also his campaign. Mr. So, thank you for joining me on my show tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Njie, for the invitation, and I'm also thanking your team. Well appreciated.
There are a lot of NPP members or supporters or sympathizers, if you like, who are not happy in terms of the way and manner in which candidates were selected for the party. As a result, they left and then stood or went independent. You belong to the breakaway NPP. Well, what we have seen is that tourism minister, who is a close friend or aide of President Adama Barrow, branding you as worse than the UDP. What is your view of this review by Mr. Barrow?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I will not say that I'm angry or I'm disappointed. What is important here is about the Gambia. Gambia comes first before any other thing, and national interest comes first before any other thing. So I think people are not angry. Those you are calling NPP runaways. It's not a nice statement.
You broke away.
Yeah,
you break away NPP.
Yeah,
you
what is important
away.
here is
you
about
split.
the Gambia.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are all praying and we are all trying to have competent people in our National Assembly. It is the most important house in this country, and that is where we make our laws. That is where we oversight the functions of the government and relevant stakeholders, and that's where we represent our people. So with that, we need a better representative to give us a proper representation.
What exactly went wrong during the selection process? You are alleging or accusing the committee of fraud or selecting someone who you see as far less competent. What exactly happened?
Yeah, to be honest with you, this is about the Gambia, not NPP alone. And many people applied so that they can be selected by the committee to represent their people. Unfortunately, the selection committee was so biased that they don't follow due process. And the person
when you say due process, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, you know, whatever you are applying for, there are procedures, and the committee have to follow those procedures to select the right candidate to go to the right place, that is the National Assembly. And those procedures were not followed.
Can you explain that? Tell us about those procedures.
7 people applied for the position. We were called. Before the call, I received information that NPP already selected their candidate who will represent Brikama South under the NPP ticket. So I was like, no, that is not normal. We are waiting for their call. And the other thing is, there was no form given by NPP. There was no form given by NPP. The second thing is, the chairman, district chairman, called me, told me to go to IEC and pick a form there. So picking that form is not under the NPP name. I'm doing it individually. It's personal. So that was when I realized that there are a lot of abnormalities, and what people are saying is the truth. So when we were called for the interview, it was a so-called interview. There was one representative from the National Committee, then we have the regional chairman and the team. And when it comes to politics, in Brikama South, we have what we call Maraksa Ward and Suba Ward. Unfortunately, Maraksa Ward, entire Maraksa Ward was not represented. And in Suba Ward, only few Kabilos were represented. And Suba Ward is very big for that.
Yes.
So that was the problem. When I realized that things were not going as expected, I raised the concern. And the reaction that I saw from the regional chairman and the district chairman and the other people around them is that, look, this is our plan and we want to take things this way, and we already have our candidate. So I was like, no, things cannot go that way. We are very serious with this National Assembly election. We want to have the right people at the right place, people who are competent, understand issues, and can represent us very well. National interest comes first before any other interest. So with that, the guy from the National Committee, Lamin Njie, told them that, okay, the boy is right. Now I think you have to go back, put your house in order, then call all your entire committee, Maraksa Ward, Suba Ward, have a meeting, then know what to do next. They did that on Sunday. On Monday, we were called again. When we were called, they said, okay, you know, 7 of you people apply, and this position is only one who can get it. So you have to have faith and take it in good faith. You support the guy, rally behind him, and do whatever he deserves. So there was no preliminaries.
So there was no primaries, there was no convention.
Nothing. This was the statement from the committee, and Lamin Njie
So
was there.
the committee unilaterally picked Bolong Jaba. Out of you 7.
7. So I was like, no, this is
How
not.
did you feel when that happened?
You know, to be honest, I'm someone who is straightforward. I will not tell you, Lamin, okay, I endorse you today, and tomorrow you hear Mansour is working on coming up as an independent candidate. I will never do that. I have my principles, I respect my principles, and The integrity is the most important thing.
But then all of you are NPP members, and all of you are in this in the name of President Adama Barrow. The love you have for him, you want to support him, you want to support his agenda. And the president has spoken, and he has said, you are campaigning in the name of President Adama Barrow and the NPP. The president has said, because I've seen independent candidates who split or who broke away from the NPP, the main NPP, to say, we are campaigning in the name of President Adama Barrow. When we get to the House, it is President Barrow's agenda and interest that we are going to push there. And the president has made it categorically clear that there is no independent NPP. There is only NPP.
That's it.
Yes, mainstream NPP.
Yeah, like you said, this point is very, very important. Gambia here, we are all crying to have competent people at the National Assembly. One thing we should understand is the problem we are having, what we call to prevent like intellectual brain drain. That is the problem in this country. When competent people who are qualified are looking for position, we have people out there who don't have the qualification, who don't have the background. They will be like, no, this cannot happen. Mr. Lamin Njie, relax. We have our own choice. We have to stop that thing here in this country. And most of the problems we are having in this country are all developing because of such.
But what do you make of the president's comments? He said there is no independent NPP.
Yeah, that is his opinion, and I am independent, not on the NPP, not on any other party. I'm independent for Gambians.
Are you using his name in your campaign?
I will never do that. I will never do that. I have my own agenda, and I believe people respect my agenda, and I will tell you I'm already winning.
So this issue of competence can be subjective, right? Let's also discuss that.
Very good.
You are viewing yourself as more competent than Bolong Jabang, and this is where the problem is. But don't you think if you should talk to Bolong 2 might say, hey, I am more competent than him. So the issue of competence can sometimes be subjective. What do you think?
Okay, to be objective here, when we talk about the National Assembly, being in that house, that is where we make our laws. That is where we oversight the functions of the government and relevant stakeholders. And that's where that is where we represent our people. Mm-hmm. Having Bolong is secondary 4 dropout, Form 4. Mm-hmm. Even having face-to-face with Bolong for 5 minutes, you can define him. And even the people Bolong is living with, they know. And Bolong cannot even express his potentials. What can he do for the people? What can he do for Gambians? What can he do for Brikama South?
So these are the yardstick that you go by in measuring the competence of Bolong.
Bolong. Lot of things. No need to go in details, but you will get to know. You will get to know. Maybe he may be opportune to be interviewed by you or any other media outlet. You will get to know.
So let's get this clear. You said you are independent. You are not campaigning under the National People's Party.
Yes.
But you are, or you were, a part and parcel of the National People's Party. You wanted the ticket of the National People's Party. This is what you wanted.
Yes.
So now you are going independent, and the NPP has fielded a candidate. Now, what is in this for you in terms of, I mean, your chances? Can you win this at all?
I tell you, we are winning. I'm already winning. And what I'm seeing, the reaction from the people, the response is positive. Brikama South needs someone, a representative, who will give them a proper representation. Not someone who will misrepresent them. The UDP is there. The NPP is there. The NATO Alliance is there. The GDC is there. But if you see that the response from the people supporting Mansour is positive, they already see it in me, and they know it in me.
So how is your support like? In percentage terms, what would you, where would you rate yourself?
I will rate it 75%. And by next week,
that means you have won.
Already. This is the reality. And that is why all other parties are disturbed. Now, even if they go to their rallies, the only agenda they have, they cannot sell their agenda. They are only talking about Mansour. So Gambians are ready to change the political dynamic in this country. And in this National Assembly election, it will happen and you will see it. We want the right people at the right place. We don't want to bring the wrong people and take them to the right place.
So when you get, let me ask you this then. When you get to the National Assembly, what would be your to-do list? What would you focus on?
I have my agendas from 1 to 5. Healthcare services. I'm a public health professional. I have worked with the Ministry of Health for 6 to 7 years. I know the prevailing problems. I know the challenges. And we have a lot of problems coming from our healthcare services. And I believe my presence in the House, I can do a lot. In this country, our mothers are dying. Our wives, our sisters, our children are all dying, and it is all coming from our hospitals. Do we want to continue with such trend? The mortality rate in this country is crazy.
Well, I mean, the Ministry of Health has said time and again that it is in fact going down. You are saying it is, or you are suggesting or insinuating that it is going up.
No, just like, you know, in public health, we deal with real-time data. And whatever you are seeing, you have to be objective, don't be subjective. The health-related problems in this country is alarming. From maternal mortality, infant healthcare issues. I can say in general, reproductive and child health. And we need good policies. We need people in the House who understand issues, who knows how the healthcare service is working, is functioning. But unfortunately, we don't have such. And I will tell you, like someone was saying out there, that most of the independent candidates are like, they are here to destroy the country. I will tell you, I'm a professional, I have a career.
Well, that's Hamad Ba. He said you are here to destroy.
So that is so unfortunate.
Are you here to destroy?
No, what people will understand, I will tell Hamad Ba and the viewers that Gambia belongs to all of us. And we need a better representation at the National Assembly. We need the right people there to represent us. And I will tell you, I have a career, leaving my career, and the second thing, I'm a project coordinator. I'm coordinating a project of more than $3 million for Ministry of Health in this country with my partners in Edinburgh. Leaving all those things and my academic career just to get into politics is because of Gambians. Not for my pocket, not for my personal interest, not for my family alone, but Gambians at large. So viewers will understand that, look, what this boy is saying, what I understand from this boy is that he is ready to serve his people. This is why I tell you, we are stopping that intellectual brain drain in this country. People are preventing us, but we must be there to serve our people.
So now here's the thing. Let's also clear one thing. An NPP member turned independent. You have not publicly renounced your membership of the National People's Party. Are you NPP or are you not NPP? I'm asking you this because I have come across people who support you, but these are people who are members of, officially, who are formally members of the NPP. Where are you? Are you in or are you out officially?
Officially, you know, before my nomination, I was a civil servant. I supported the president's agenda due to a few reasons, like the National Health Insurance Scheme. It is my area, and I know the benefits. And I have been to countries where we have the same scheme in their system, and it is working. And it is a very good development for the Gambians. And I will say bravo to the president and to the Ministry of Health and all relevant stakeholders. The other thing is, the president is trying gradually in other areas. But to be honest with you, the problem we are having in this country as Gambians is the people who are representing the president. The president is not aware. Maybe the top officials may not also be aware But what the regional chairman and the regional committee is doing in this National Assembly election is very sad for the country. We are moving from the frying pan to the fire. How can you give us someone who cannot even express his potentials?
Well, you haven't answered my question yet. Are you in NPP or are you out?
I'm not NPP.
You are not?
I'm independent. I'm funding myself. And I'm doing my campaign for myself. NPP right now and UDP, their target is Mansour because they are worried. They know that people are conscious and people are looking for someone who is competent, someone who understands issues, someone who can represent them well.
Now, let's also talk about the topography of Brikama South in terms of privileges, in terms of rights. I mean, I have come across claims that there is this issue of marginalization when it comes to certain privileges or certain rights. In Brikama, you have the Brikama, the Suba ward, and then you have the fringe villages, and when it comes to positions, Brikama feels so entitled, they think that it should be their citizen or their son or their daughter who should get that, whatever position comes, who should get that. Because I'm asking you this because you have Bolong, Jabang, who comes from the main Brikama, then you come from Dasilame at the one of the fringe villages.
Yes.
So is this something that is existing in Brikama?
For me, I don't believe in that. And to be honest with you, maybe it may come from the NPP camp, but not Brikama in general. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, my support base is in Brikama itself, the center of Brikama. Suba what? My support base is from there. So this is not about Brikama. This is about Brikama South. So, but some people, you know, it's politics. Some are saying, okay, don't vote for Mansour. He wants to represent the Santos Hatiel because I'm from the borderline. Some are saying, vote for Mansour. He is competent. Some are saying, if you vote for Mansour, he will join NPP. I will never, over my dead body, and I will repeat it here, it is on record, I will never join NPP.
But Gambians can be, you know, when Gambians talk, I find it so hard to believe that, because Gambians can be very unpredictable.
Yeah, but
I have come across so many people who will say, I will never do this. The next
Mr. Njie, get the difference.
Yes.
I'm a professional. I have a career. And I thank God things are going very well with me. I'm not here for my pocket. $10,000 or what they call the brown envelope will not move Mansour. People are trying by all means, giving me promises. We will give you a diplomatic job. We will give you money, withdraw. And I will never withdraw.
You know, you seem quite disappointed the way you are talking.
Okay.
Are you disappointed?
I'm disappointed with some Gambians. Now is the time, that is my slogan, to change the political dynamic of this country. We said we need people who are competent, people who understand issues, people who can represent us well. If Lamin, you are working here as a reporter, you have your mandates and other things. But if someone, like I fondly said, if a Jola man is called to rear cattle, can that be possible? Compared to a fuller man doing that. That is the problem in this country. Why are people being so biased? Why are they not honest to themselves? Why are they not honest to their people? Gambia belongs to all of us. Let us try by all means. We represent our people very well. Those people are there for President Barrow. They are there for NPP, but they are not doing that. They are taking things as a family business, whom you know or whom you are close to, not someone who can do it for the country.
So the past days you have been interacting with the voters in Brikama South. In terms of the lessons, what have you come across in terms of what the people are telling you?
Yeah, like the message is the same. People are disappointed with our NAM.
The Lamin Njie?
Lamin Njie, he has been there for 5 years. Some are even saying that they are not seeing him on the screen. and that is very sad. We are having more than 7 radio stations in this country. And the other thing is, the guy that NPP selected, Brikama people will never vote for that guy. That is very clear. You can even go to Brikama and do your own findings. Now their concern is Mansour, don't withdraw. NPP will try to use all their resources. And they are doing that, and I will never do that. I don't care about those resources. I care about Gambians.
But resources matter.
Lamin, Mr. Njie, I'm not that type. Maybe from today, try to make findings about
my
Mansour.
interviews can be
No.
sometimes tricky.
No, I understand. I'm not that type.
Yes.
I'm not that type. I will never do that. I'm here for Gambians. I'm here for Brikama South. And I'm here for myself. My integrity come first. I want to have a very good legacy. Even my grandkids will be proud of me. It's the most important thing. Some people change their party because of $10,000 or less than that. And today, the president is out there telling people, I gave them $10,000. I do them. So do you want the same thing to happen to me?
No one knows the future.
I will never do that.
Yes.
I respect myself. I have my own principles. So my agenda is the most important thing here. I'm talking about the healthcare services.
So let me ask you this also. Maybe this will benefit the voters.
Okay.
Why, in your opinion, why do you think the National Assembly election is important?
Okay. Like what people are saying outside, the message is the same. When it comes to parliamentarians, it's not like our president having ministers, permanent secretaries, advisors. A parliamentarian, you are the only voice of your people. Like, I'm coming from Brikama South. I'm the one there for Brikama South. So I should know the problems in Brikama South. I should know the problem of Gambians, and I should know what Gambians are looking for and what Gambians need. So that is the most important thing. You don't expect us to rally behind someone who cannot do that for us. And we have a lot of issues in this country. And in my agenda, anywhere I go and I communicate to the people about healthcare services, they will be like, wow, this is what we are looking for. This is what we were waiting for. Now is the time. Let us support this boy. And he is doing very good. His message is clear. And my other point is about our market development in Brikama. Do you know Brikama is the only major market in this country which is connected to Casamas, Guinea-Bissau, the entire Combo, and all the coastal towns. But go and see the situation of our market. Our market is not accessible. It is not even available. It is not affordable. The environmental sanitation in that market is crazy. Our mothers are struggling to have a place where they can sell their garden produce. Our fathers, we the youths have nowhere to be in that market. Do we want to continue in such situation?
So, okay, let's also get one thing clear. You said, I mean, in terms of, I want to ask you about the issue of funding. Who is sponsoring you? You said you are sponsoring yourself.
I'm sponsoring myself.
100%?
100%.
100%.
I'm very careful.
These campaigns can be quite expensive. You must be a very rich man.
No, not that. You know, to be honest, people know what they want. They know their needs. And they see that Mansour is level-headed. Mansour can do it for us. Some people are coming voluntarily. Yes, like Lamin, okay, Mansour, I appreciate you, I support your agenda. $200 is here for you. Buy fuel for it.
That makes sense. How about your strategy? What strategy do you employ in terms of campaigning, in terms of canvassing for votes?
Yeah, what I'm doing is, political rallies nowadays is very expensive, and I make it very clear. Last time I was with Pamudu Bojang, I don't have the money to hire 4 to 5 gelegeles or 6 to 7 gelegeles. Nowadays, people are very busy. What I can do is hire 1 gelegele, Then the rest, people volunteer. From Dar es Salaam to Brikama, you will see people with their expensive cars joining me. So, meaning I'm winning, and they respect my agenda, and they are in support of it. That is the beauty in Combo Central, Brikama South.
How many villages and towns have you covered so far?
I'm almost done with my campaign. And in some areas, I usually do like sport rallies. I will just go to Emil Johnson, which is connected to all the areas, sell out my message. And people will be in their house. Some will even send me a message, young man, we are in support, we endorse you. So make sure, never try to withdraw. That is their concern. Their votes are there, and they will give it to Mansour.
And you think with that, you are winning?
I'm already winning. I'm already winning.
You sound quite confident. Well, what politician would not say that he is losing? Would not say, oh,
no, you know,
he's not winning.
Whatever you are doing, you have to do your assessment.
Yes.
The 5 doubles are very important. Where, when, how, and whatever. I already did that. And the response from the people is positive. It's the most important thing. And the silent majority will define the situation for me.
I will give you 1 minute.
Okay.
As a matter of courtesy, for you to speak directly to the Brikama South voter and talk to the person regarding why he or she should vote for you.
Okay. I started with my 1-point agenda, that is healthcare services. We all know the problem.
Maybe you can look into the camera.
Okay.
And also, you can use whatever language you want to speak in.
Okay.
For the benefit of those that
Brikama Su Mandinka is our language. Brikama Sadunkol, Aning Jibir Lal Malmume Kontona. What is important here, Wolem na agenda. Ntela politiko ntitala kamo kajafi wala kamo fenke kamo norma. Ntolbe lafta minna alko a better representative for a proper representation. And I believe in the Mansour so I can do that. And mo jamal na agenda la mwele. Na agenda killing o momenti wolem na jata kendi abundati. Mbadu kola jata kendi abundalto. And na lonne the challenges we are facing. Challenges all fango. Amanke ntol damma minu kata service ninsik. But even more member do kola je konosis on in doctoral. Because Bill Jamal Bijele in our this Ministry of Health, me ala Manfuta National Assembly, and uninte Mansur Saufuta our Futala Jele, our public health bill, our occupational health and safety bill, no sol bafakane, doctoral bafakane, especially in this era of pandemic. But iman fenje government ba minke kan about it. And if we have good policies from that and implementation, okay, abamtol mumele nafala. The other thing is about our healthcare services. Brikama is the major health center in Kombo. Atele keba ata Kombo loptano albeti, bor bi Brikama lo loptano balfa sembo waratale. Mba mal ka fa wolto, na musul ka fa wolto, na dingol ka fa wolto. Fumba continue la wala kono ba. And the representative for Minnesota in the last 5 years and others are not talking about it. And mansakunda moment rake no makanyi isul force. So Nigel sign now watoti now is the time we have someone me ofenke. Brikama sometimes sekatala ni prastamon imasotono. Ani lab mea malaria test ibuka keno ya fe ko ita sonko jilen baluwo ba ko liari nyami Gambia janita sonko jilen they charge you nothing less than $750 fumol ba continue la world ku fulanjo mo minti our market ntolla market le sentati kabring Guinea Bissau Zikansor kombo mu me kana Brikama market le but the situation of our market is very sad. It's not accessible, it's not available, it's not affordable fumol lafta continue la world ani Brikama South dingol and other people imam palaso sotono na marseto ni ajibe banku dindol le kanana jam miale la mansa kundale empower ye startup capital dilela e kanana jay ka invest ibe fangol enrich la yita murun su ko ne je fo gammenol jantol la mansa kunda wala na mol min ka represent they will not come up with good policies min sa nyimbe keno mo leba wala dan kale ko now is the time. The third thing is ntol Brikama South we have the richest land, our soil is very fertile ani tubabu nyakulo le jolanta siloka aba falin na le ninjio yama. But what is the government doing about it? With the relevant ministries and stakeholders. Mbamal man garden also, community garden also. Ika hosul leta wulol kone dulal sansang ni sol ni sewol ba dunne ba tinyala. next minute the small thing iba min soto la je ni muruntana e buka wa fudula soto mba mal ka nyaaja ke ka wuli 2:30 suto yeta ka cool dulal fene biti tiol binale be bayla area council ba fule juti wo bele nakuna ni jango mo mintin tol fonding kel youth empowerment Gambia ni ko youth empowerment te ba fala di so called one wole bijam because Nico youth empowerment kunani lebije we have the leadership, we have the skills, we have education and financing bini agente famo funtita na mo jamal ka fo nyimun dindingol te alkana carte diala wo is very sad because ntol funding kel ntol dindingol man sakunda man taraka wonyanto di mol la miala matarala wo level to matarala wo platform to ka wo tax of leadership ta but I believe nte Mansour Sow ni winter jang I will be the youngest parliamentarian Gambia history kono and it will motivate other young ones parliamentary election wala national assembly election wala presidency dindingo e funte anyim palaso nyene leadership nyinka start wolto but man sakuna man rakang empower woto the other thing is about skills Gambia ja need drop out of school funi tata dulalto itaraka hustle man sakunda ba muneke kan jammole we have no vocational training centers we are not hearing about bills wala policies minuba youthful empower in skills fo mo lafta continue la wala kono ba andu na representative wala man rakang issue for. The third thing is about education. The quality of education in this country is very, very sad. Even the college in Jikita Damito saying is a business center. If you can pay the 18,000 and in the 12,000, free entrance le me collection. And you lekata ndingol karandi school alto. And mansakunda most of them in ndingol bukata in public school alto, ibekata private school alto. We are not having very good educational policies in this country. The representative, the government, jumal ba man sakunda kisi ka wo areas jumal bi la report sol la activity sol mo me review kan kajibe ninko financing nasi dantanke ganale an Uganda na ku jamal lejeje man sakunda ka wulande kantar la min mon kantar lat ye start up capital diala ya fay ko ifango nyan fenke nyen wo ko ne ka jël within 6 months amari ye sembo soro fo gambe janta kala no ba but Gambia jani filter school auto wala ba mal mi la school fees jono ite ka tuya ila satel le kono ibita la fita garal solto wonne ba drive full normala wala ba modol normala ba fal eko ibanna na jam nan na deli ni sol soto fontol fonninkel ba continuer la wala nyama ba man sakunda man trakafo bi man sakunda ba kumboka e kafo price is very high in country because of businessmen man sakunda li tol la power soto fay tol ta kala no ba.
Well, I mean, government, surely they've sounded the alarm and then they've, wagged a finger at the business people. So I think they should be able
that is not the right place to say it. They're supposed to do it.
But thank you very much. I mean, you've spoken for more than 5 minutes. I gave you only a minute. I've been kind enough.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. We've run out of time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. Mr. Sow, and good luck with your campaign there.
Yeah.
So we will take a short break and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. So we'll now go to what the people say today.
Good morning. Yes, left a kadiamu about IEC in Gambia about my election. What do you know? They are long campaign by caring, kasi fay what was sita. But my concern is how credible is IEC right now in Gambia, because tomorrow is the case of Modu Sabali, aka Commando. But information so that IEC is taking part, court to make a call in the court to tell them police case in dismiss. It became a concern for every Gambian right now. How credible is IEC? If they are the independent election commissioner, how credible are they now? Because nin court nyanaka kiti omentamandi, then I don't think IEC la interference na futa lotum. But information so that they make a call to the court, police case nin dismiss. And somebody for IEC citizen, ngamira in a democratic process, tonyala nyanaka sabatin. because Tonya Bankudingo left a call along Natare Sabali Bane because of it's the law. The citizens needs to know. But amanya nekeko it have to be like executive order. Purka individual people okay attack okay block okay la right sees. So okay then tell a consent back how credible is IEC. I think it will be important you talk about how credible is IEC. And on that note, I thank you all. Have a good day. Thank you.
Hey, assalamualaikum Mr. Lamin Njie. Naka nga def yaa ngi fine. Ok, maa ngi ñaax nguur bi about two things pour ñu jàppale ñu si. One is about the price control and the second is about the house rent that is very, very expensive nowadays. Everything is skyrocketing like every day. People are just tired of it. So ñu ngeen ñaax si nguur bi pour ñu jàppale ñu si bu baax a baax a baax a baax. te am nañ yaakaar dinañ ñu jàppale because dig ngeen ñu te loolu ñu dig mus nañ koo gis mus nañ koo fiil soo ñu ngeen ñaax nguur gi pour ngeen ñu jàppale ngeen siy taxaw waaw ngeen am ay policies yoo leen taxawal ngeen am ay supervisors yu nekk si marché bi ñi nekk di yokk price bi nii si marché bi it's just too much the people are really suffering we are really suffering ngeen xam ko ñaka ko xam that is what we are feeling so we need you as our government to stand by us to support us to help us in such crisis.
Doomi Gambia yi foo leen munti nekka man maa ngi leen a nuyu bu baax man la seen mbokka seen doom seen raka honorable Abdoulaye Cham nekkoon GDC propaganda secretary léegi ma nekka NPP maa ngi nuyu ñëpp di wax ne ñu ngi si jamono politics te elections yu nekka nii muy National Assembly elections yu am solo la maay ñaan doomi réew bi yëpp ñu xam ne warugar la si mboolem ki nga xam ne doomi réew nga su élection amee nga génna dem sànni ji karta maay ñaan nag si élection buy jublu nii mboolem kuy sànnil karta nga sànnil NPP candidates yi nga xam ne NPP ñoo leen taxawal ak coalition partner ñu àndal parce que soo leen defee loolu dina tax président bi 5 years buy ñëw liggéey bu mu bëgg a defal réew mi mu mun a yomba si kawam jërë ngeen jëf.
So very well, that will be all from me tonight. Thank you for being there. We'll be back on Wednesday. Until then, goodbye from me.